Jules Verne, born on February 8, 1828, in Nantes, France, is widely regarded as one of the founding fathers of science fiction. His visionary imagination and narrative skills have inspired countless readers and writers worldwide. Often called the father of science fiction, Verne's works anticipated many technological innovations and captured the spirit of exploration and adventure of the 19th century. Early life and education. Jules Gabriel Verne was born into a well-off family. His father, Pierre Verne, was a successful lawyer who wished for his son to follow in his footsteps. Jules was the eldest of 5 siblings. From a young age, Verne showed a keen interest in adventure, nature, and literature. He was particularly fascinated by the sea and travel, interests that would permeate much of his writing. Verne's education began at a local boarding school, where he excelled academically. Later, he moved to Paris to study law, as per his father's wishes. He enrolled at the University of Paris, aiming to become a lawyer. However, Jules had little passion for the legal profession. Instead, he was drawn to the arts, literature, and the sciences, often attending lectures on geography, geology, and astronomy. While in Paris, Verne began to write plays and novels, though his early literary efforts met with little success. Despite his father's pressure to focus on law, Jules pursued his passion for writing alongside his studies. He also made friends with artists, writers, and scientists, which further stimulated his creative and scientific curiosity. Literary beginnings. Verne's early literary career included contributions to magazines and writing travel guides. One of his first notable works was a travelogue about a trip to Iceland, A Journey to the Center of the Earth, published in 1864, which would become one of his most famous novels. His style combined meticulous scientific detail with imaginative adventure, a formula that captivated readers. In 1863, Verne met Pierre-Jules Hetzel, a prominent French publisher who recognized the potential of his work. Hetzel became Verne's lifelong editor and mentor, encouraging him to focus on stories that combined science, geography, and exploration. This partnership proved fruitful, leading to the creation of Verne's iconic series, Voyages Extraordinaires, Extraordinary Voyages, a collection of adventure novels that explored the limits of human knowledge and the wonders of the natural world. Major works and themes. Jules Verne's novels often centered on scientific and technological advances and their impact on humanity. His narratives featured explorers, scientists, and inventors embarking on fantastic journeys. His stories included elements of adventure, mystery, and innovation, often foreseeing technologies that did not yet exist. Some of his most celebrated works include Journey to the Center of the Earth, 1864, a thrilling expedition into the Earth's interior based on the idea of a subterranean world. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 1870, the story of Captain Nemo and his advanced submarine, the Nautilus, exploring the depths of the oceans. Around the World in 80 Days, 1873, the tale of Phileas Fogg's ambitious attempt to circumnavigate the globe within 80 days, highlighting global geography and transportation advancements. The Mysterious Island, 1874, a group of castaways using ingenuity and science to survive on a remote island. Verne's novels were not only thrilling adventures but also detailed with scientific knowledge and meticulous research. He consulted experts and scientific texts to ensure accuracy, which distinguished his works from mere fantasy. Personal life. Despite his imaginative novels, Jules Verne led a relatively quiet and modest personal life. In 1857, he married Honorine de Vienne Morel, and the couple had one son, Michel Verne. Jules was known to be a private and reserved man, more comfortable with his books and studies than with large social circles. Verne's health began to decline in the late 1880s and early 1890s, partly due to a stroke in 1886 that affected his speech and mobility. Nevertheless, he continued to write and publish during this period. His son Michel later took on a significant role in editing and completing some of his unfinished works. Later years and death. In his later years, Jules Verne faced financial difficulties and family tragedies, but his literary fame grew internationally. He was recognized as a pioneer who had shaped the future of speculative fiction and popular science. Jules Verne died on March 24, 1905, in Amiens, France, at the age of 77. His funeral was attended by many admirers, and he was buried in the city's cemetery. His legacy, however, far outlived him, as his works continued to be published, translated and adapted into numerous films, plays, and other media. Legacy and influence. Jules Verne's influence on literature, science, and culture is immense. His visionary storytelling inspired future generations of writers such as H. G. Wells, Isaac Asimov, and Arthur C. Clarke. Many of the technologies he imagined, such as submarines, space travel, and aerial navigation, would later become realities. Verne's novels encouraged curiosity and scientific inquiry among readers of all ages. His blending of adventure and scientific exploration helped popularize science and geography, making complex subjects accessible and exciting. Today, Jules Verne is celebrated as one of the most important literary figures of the 19th century. His books remain in print worldwide, and his impact on science fiction and adventure literature is enduring.